Hey everybody, welcome again. I am once again joined by my brother.
What's my name? John.
Your name is John, and we are here together because we have a lot of fun doing this. And he brought a couple things that are awesome to look at, and we are starting with Savage Dragon Zero, the awe-inspiring origin issue.
Yes, this came out before issue 1, right?
Negative. It came out years and years and years after the regular series had been going.
Yeah, because Larson I always remember him saying, never going to tell the origin of Dragon.
I seem to remember that. I think he said that he knew what it was, but he didn't think he was ever going to tell what it was.
Like it was unimportant to what he was doing.
But that being said, I also stopped. You remember the Image Zero issue thing?
Yeah.
Where with those first run of comics, and you had to take out that coupon, and they were supposed to do the Image Zero. I think that story was. This is what was supposed to be in it. Or am I way off? Did you ever see that?
You're way off.
Am I?
I have no idea.
Okay. I have this idea that this is what was in it, but I could be completely wrong because this is the only version of it I ever saw myself. So, I don't know.
I just seem to remember that it was like never going to tell the story, and then for some reason, like there was, I can't remember why, there was some event that he decided like, all right, like that's a good enough reason to finally do this. I don't know.
He probably just reached a moment, and he's been doing the book for years, and he stopped thinking that the idea of keeping the origin was so precious to him. He's like, you know what? Fine, let's do it. So, spoilers, if you don't want to know how his origin, I mean, who the fuck cares? He created this character, well, he published it first, 92, 91, 92, whenever Image started. So, it's long since old news. But it is interesting. I've done the Dragon miniseries, and if you remember, I did the regular issues that were released, the regular release issues. I actually have meant to. God damn it! I should have it out.
You should.
I should. You know what? This is failing on my part, but I'm going to find
Unsubscribe,
please. The Dragon Collected book. John, filibuster for me.
Well, there's okay. So when I was watching Rob's videos, he did the 3 single issues, and they are formatted differently from what I have always read, because I have the collected version, and it starts off way different.
And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, because Larson re-released like a collected book.
Yes.
And I had it just yesterday.
God, you suck.
I am the worst. Found it.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is good.
So page 1 of the original issue 1 miniseries was Dragon leaping through the air at hand blade guy, right?
Yeah, Cutthroat. Yeah, you can check out my original videos on the original miniseries, but it starts with Dragon, already a cop, beating ass on bad guys, and then it goes a couple pages after a fight, and then after the battle, a cop stops Dragon and says, hey man, rough day, right? And then the Dragon says, well, I've had worse. And the next page is the first time Dragon was found in his own universe. He was in a burning field. It's on fire. He's naked. He has no memory.
Right.
So this book right here, the Dragon Collected book, this is, I think, the definitive version of it. He reworked some of the pages. And he talks about it in here, but instead of having the Dragon just leaping into battle, starting with an action scene, he starts, this is Eric Larson's preferred opening to the Dragon story. Here he is, naked, burning field, he's just there.
Which I think, I mean, maybe it's just because how I always remember it, but I think this is a much more interesting way to open something. Like if this were a movie starting off like this, hooked. I'm in.
Yeah. I agree that this is the better version. I started with the original series and I loved it. And then when I got this collection, this was a different way of doing it, but I feel like this is the better thing. So it just starts, as we've seen in the videos previous, where he's just no memories, talking to the cops, and then just getting a sense of...
Really quick, I know we're not talking about this, but I know you reviewed my comics with Bliss not having a memory and someone talking to her. I was very inspired by this little moment
Nice.
here in that.
It's a good moment. But yeah, he just kind of learns about the world. A nurse kind of gives him the name Dragon. He's asked to become a cop, but he doesn't want to be. But then some fucked up shit happens to one of his friends, explosions, death. So then Dragon just agrees to become a cop. He goes through training. You know, he's getting physical training. You find out he's an impeccable shot. Then he's brought on to be a cop. He meets up some douchebag, racist, asshole cops. So it's just all building up to him becoming a cop. And then it starts here, several pages into it, this was page number 1 in the regular series.
Right.
And then it just goes from there.
But it was always a thing with like his origin, like why can he remember certain things? Like the guy was asking him,
Yes.
like, what's your name? What's your birthday? I don't know. Who's the president?
He knows the president.
You know, who's whatever. He knows like pop culture stuff.
He could remember who won the baseball World
Yeah.
Series. He has all this information, but no personal knowledge. While we've got this dug out, and I've already done the video. I was going to do a video on this collected edition separately, but since we've got it out, we might as well. There was the reworking of the opening pages, and then it progresses just the way it normally does. And then it ended with this scene where Dragon met up with this girl.
Yeah.
And she was fighting with her mom, and she got kicked out. And she's like, can you put me up for the night? They go into the room, door locks, and that's the end of the Dragon story there. And then it ended with the cop getting threatened, and that's the end of the miniseries. Now, there's an additional story in the tail end of this. Since we're here,
Right.
we're going to make this a multiple thing. It continues on with Dragon and the girl, Debbie. Kind of silent. They're looking at each other.
Where'd you stick?
My pointer. Put it right up here. Gotta have my wizard wand. You know, they're looking at each other. They're having some moments. They make out. Off come the clothes.
Great, like, storytelling without any dialogue.
Yeah. I think they said this Debbie chick is supposed to be like 18. It's a little bit almost crossing the line, but
For sure.
it's technically legal. And so, cut to clothes all over the floor, and then they pounded ass.
Yep.
Dragon could be a soft, gentle lover, right? Like he's a big monster, but he, he's a man. He's a lover, and he's having this look on his face here, a look of like contentment and happiness.
Right. And a great drawing with the use of shadows.
Totally.
His eyes and like he's always been good with like knowing how the shadow comes down from the fin and everything. Like,
Yep.
obviously, he's the best one to draw Dragon.
Totally. And then next morning, she's jumping on him like, hey, big guy, and they're kind of laughing and having like a, it's not an awkward next morning.
Yeah.
It's like a fun, like, this is great. We had a good time. She's tackling him. And she's like, put me down, I'll be good. She tells him, why don't you grow a mustache? He's like, she says, you look like an incredible hunk. Get it?
I think you're getting me confused with someone else.
Right. So he smacks her on the ass, and he's smiling, and she's like, you're reading these magazines. It's so stupid.
He says, go watch TV or something, because there's cartoons on.
Yeah, there's cartoons on. She's like, poop. I always thought this was kind of a sexy look. There's nothing like a woman wearing nothing but this really loose, kind of barely covering her kind of shit. Mm-hmm. Like, for real. So she's on the ground watching, because Dragon's new. He doesn't have any furniture yet. That's why she's kind of like lying on the ground, I think. There's a knock at her door. Get that, would you? But what if it's my mom? We'll deal with it. She's bound to find out. So she gets up and cracks the door open. Pow! Shot in the fucking head. Drops dead. Blood everywhere. Dragon comes running. Jesus Christ, whoever it is at the door blows his own brains out. Instantly, his world is fucked over.
In one page.
One page. Like, holy shit. This is what Eric Larson would do best in The Dragon, is he always made you afraid of the page turn. You don't know what's coming, and man, did he do things like that. But this was like, this poor girl, the whole point is that this guy presumably came to get Dragon and just shot at the first person that opened the door, and she took the bullet.
Yeah.
At the funeral, the girl's mom is like pissed at him. He's at a bar getting drunk. So then it goes into some action scenes where he's just beating the shit out of everybody. It gets kind of violent. He grew a mustache like she suggested. Mm-hmm. And so his buddy, the cop Frank, they're talking, and he's like, I've just been under a lot of stress. Debbie getting blown away shook me. There's lawsuits. He says, I'm tired, Frank, tired of paperwork, of lawsuits, of fighting and death.
And he's like, he's still new on the scene, man. Like,
yeah, he's brand new and he's already in the worst place.
Right. See anything like this from any other Image?
No. There was nothing with this kind of like drama and legitimate emotional storytelling. And it continues. What do you want me to do? I don't want to lose you. Chicago needs you. I need you. Dragon says, I need help. Frank says, I'm doing all I can. It's not enough. Not nearly. We're losing the battle. I'm losing it. I'm losing it, Frank. And there's just a silent, they look at each other. And then I can see the sadness in Dragon's eyes.
You can almost see like the tears well.
Yes, I was going to say that. But it's almost like he wants to cry and Frank doesn't know what to do. And then there's just silent, like Dragon says, losing it. And that's the end of this collected book. This is the definitive version of the Savage Dragon miniseries.
So I remember like when the next issue isn't issue 4 or something like that. He restarted issue 1.
Yep.
And he's still going through his depression mode. Like there's a lot of, he's still dealing with that.
Yep.
I mean, did you have to buy this, or was this in issue? Was that in the
No,
issue?
none of this was. I don't know where the connection to this.
So if you got that other issue, you're like, why is he so pissy?
Yes, that is true. You're not wrong. I'm not quite. It's been so long since it came out. I can't remember how I.
Would that have been in that Image Zero?
Maybe that was the Image Zero story. Maybe that is it. I'm not sure. So, and then it's just kind of a cover gallery. These are all cool. And I just want to do a quick flip through. Eric Larson knows how to put together a book full of shit that I want to see. And he just fills it with sketches of all kinds of stuff. Original designs, random stuff, Dragon is a baby, unused cover roughs, designs of the main bad guy. I love this stuff so much. I was going through the Wildcats collected book.
2 pages.
Had like 2 pages of like 4 drawings. And then Silvestri did the same thing. Eric Larson knows what the fuck he's doing. I mean, look, it just goes on and on and on. And I would pore over these sketches. I'd even look at his unused cover roughs to kind of like come up with ideas for my own. Just full of great work. So, highly recommend this. I love the big close-up, like a close-up of the artwork. So anyway, the whole point of digging this out is because we wanted to show how Dragon started, the best version of him. He's introduced as a guy in a field on fire.
Right.
So,
how does issue 0?
How does this play into it? So, again, this is published at a time when the Dragon had been going for years, and he had all kinds of story going on.
What
This is July of 2006.
14, 15 years?
Well, so it started in 92.
So that's 14 years.
Yeah. So it starts out with Dragon. He's saying, kill them all. And then it turns to this giant alien spaceship. And this is very Eric Larson. Like, it's such a wild, weird design. I could never come up with this in a million years.
No.
I presume this is maybe the engine?
Sure.
Maybe. It could be a living compartment. Who knows? But up here it says, we can't do that. They're approaching Earth. You can tell because...
You mean, like, unlike that Liefeld?
I was going to say, did you see that video where Liefeld had to draw planet Earth and he couldn't even be bothered to just come up with the most basic design? So frustrating. But to kind of just give it away, just to kind of jump the gun so you understand what's going on. Dragon is an alien.
Right.
We didn't know that for the longest time, but he's from some race of aliens, and they're basically human-like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're basically human, except that they're green and they have a fin on their head. But I guess there's this genetic line of certain ones that are super, super fucking powerful, and they are the ones given leadership of the people.
Right.
And
he's like Emperor.
He's Emperor, I think it's Kerr is his name. But basically what they are is the last remaining, his people are on this ship and they're looking for a place to live now.
Right.
They need some place to exist. And so they found a planet. They're like, we could take this planet. But Dragon, he's saying, kill them all. And they're like, well, we can't do that. Our law, but his underling is saying, our law forbids us. Our beliefs, our religion, our very way of life. Be reasonable. There must be another way, another world. This world has billions of inhabitants. There must be another one. We can't take this planet and slaughter a species for ourselves. Dragon guy here, he's like, tough. We're doing this.
Right.
And so they go on to here. They're intelligent beings, Emperor. They have dwellings, written language, motorized vehicles. We can't slaughter them. Another guy saying, be reasonable, sire. If they were lesser creatures, we would raise no objections. What right have we to terminate the lives of an intelligent race? So this, because I say so, which is a callback
to issue 1.
It's in issue 1. He does a little he just kind of repeats that thing, where Dragon's telling off the bad guy.
Why should I let you take me in?
Because I say so. So that was an interesting little throw in there of the same kind of drawing. Mm-hmm. But the Emperor is saying, I said so. And so the guy's like, well, there's that. Yep, understood. Well, what do we do now? His two little underlings what do we do? He's our Lord and Master. We have to do what he says. So they talk amongst themselves. Sorry, I haven't read this in a long time.
They're basically just like, this is fucked up. Like, what do we do about this?
It's beyond comprehension. We've been peaceful race throughout our history. We can't do this.
Like, they're trying to find out ways to change him or figure out how to work with him or get him to change his mind on certain things.
Emperor Kerr wants the land and animals spared, the dwellings intact. If we were to develop a plague to wipe out humankind, and they're like, they're trying to come up with a way to solve their problems, but they don't want to these guys don't want to wipe out a race.
Right.
Cut to Dragon in his giant dick shield, whatever that is. Eric Larson's got a weird sense of humor, and I love it. But he's saying, as one of the chosen ones, I can adapt to any environment, as could any of my genealogy. You cannot. So he's like, that's why he's in charge.
Yeah.
He's this part of this special genetic line of very strong, very adaptable, rapid healing, super powerful guys. And that's why they're in charge. That's why they rule these people. So they found a planet, but he's like, I've decided to eradicate these creatures. They overrun the planet and use much of its resources. We cannot coexist. Although it pains me, our future depends on their elimination. Now join me in prayer. So then there's, this is a human that they've,
abducted.
I think that's supposed to be Eric Larson. He's bald with little hair on his side. I wouldn't be surprised if that's supposed to be Eric Larson interjecting himself.
That's funny.
He said these human beings are virtually identical to our race. Our pigmentation's not the same, and skeletal difference and slight discrepancies like the fin. We're basically the same.
And their toes, I think, are different.
They have 2 toes. That's what they're talking about. If there has ever been a chosen one to lead us, and there shall ever be one. There has ever been a chosen one to lead us, and there shall ever be one. Unfortunately for us, Emperor Kerr has no heir. So they're saying Dragon, before he's named Dragon, he's the Emperor. He doesn't have a child. So I don't believe you've met Gita, our salvation. So they got a girl. They're planning.
Right.
They're like, all right, she needs to have a baby so his line can continue, and then we can get rid of him.
Yeah.
So they want to start over. So it just cuts to, I will endure no more delays. I will not tolerate no more excuses. And then my power is absolute. My command is not to be questioned. Emperor Kerr, I desire you. Lie with me. He says to her, you know not what risks you take, woman. I've said that to girls. She says, I take them, I shall, nonetheless. No girl has said that back to me.
I was going to say.
So, yeah, he's an angry, power-hungry, violent piece of shit, which is exactly the opposite of who the Dragon is in the comics.
Right.
So they got the girl, and they're sending him in there to pound ass and get pregnant. He's like, girl, you don't know what's up. You don't know what risks you take. So what did we see Dragon do previously when he made sweet, sweet love
Sweet love.
Gentle and beautiful and, respectful.
I'm sure that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I'm sure the exact same thing will happen here. Let's flip the page.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ. What happened?
He fuck exploded her.
He fuck exploded her. There's like a leg and I think the other leg, but there's blood everywhere. He fucked her to death.
Jesus.
Right?
Like those before her, this woman's fragile body was ill-suited for the task.
Pity. So, man, I mean, I wonder if he busts a load like a shotgun.
Like Superman?
Or just ripped her apart.
Like Superman?
Like Superman. It's like, you killed her. She came to me. I warned her of the perils. Dispose of her remains while I cleanse myself. The sight of them sickens me. Jesus Christ. He's a monster. He tore the woman limb from limb.
They really go out of your way to make the dragon, a really despicable...
This emperor guy, just...
person. Like, he's just, like, the worst.
He's the worst. So, like, what do we do? What else are we going to do now? And then he's in there, I guess he's in, like, glowing light laser shower. I love Eric Larson's Crazy Anatomy. That looks so fucking good. Mm-hmm. I love that drawing. He likes to draw him super beefy up top, but I just love it. You are still here. I should butcher you for your sluggishness. So they're trying to drag her mutilated corpse. But anyway, he's like, go on with our plans. Like, get rid of her body, prepare for the takeover of the planet. For some reason, they think now they have a chance.
Yeah, for some reason.
What chance? We have delayed Emperor beyond, what can we do?
What's he wearing? Like a t-shirt?
That's like Flash or Fonty, the character. That's just Eric Larson throwing more funny shit. They all have dick shields. I wonder if all these dragon characters have like huge dicks. A fertilized egg was retrieved from her remains. So he did put a baby in her, and they just pulled out that fertilized egg. So now they can grow it and have their replacement emperor.
I have a question.
Yes.
Not right now.
We have an heir. All that remains. It has been said the Emperor Kerr meant to protect his rule by refusing to sire one who could be his successor. It is a well-founded fear. Now that an heir exists, we may go ahead and plot Emperor Kerr's removal as head of state. This human will be his undoing, the guy that's in the tube. Once we prove that intelligent life does exist on this planet, Emperor Kerr will lose his support. So they're going to show their people, that there's intelligent people. I guess he's kept that secret from them. So they got giant laser weapon.
Ready to strike. Ready. Weapon is ready, sire.
Right. This method will not be as clean as I'd hope, but for the end result we want, the primitives will be removed. So then there's this other woman that she's there, one of these other scientists. Surely we can delay a couple of days. Who are you, woman, to question the rule of your supreme commander? She says, I don't mean to speak out of turn, but surely you must agree that in the long run, there is no need for haste. If the plan is better suited for our needs in a few days' time, we see no reason to. He's like, come with me. I will demonstrate what difference a few hours' time can make in one's life. So he's probably going to fuck explode her?
Yeah, probably. Run, lady, run.
Run. But then the guys show up. Hey, buddy, we got something to show you. Would you come with us? A lucky girl.
I'll be back.
Right? I was beginning to lose faith in the two of you. What is this? Like, it's a human being. One of the so-called vermin. One who you would have us murder biologically are nearly indistinguishable from our people. They're intelligent, caring, nurturing beings. And Dragon says, this is what you have been doing rather than following my orders. You're trying to prove to me that humans are worthy of saving?
Yeah.
So he busts into the glass thing, rips out the body. Let me show you my experiment. It's somewhat less scientific, I'll grant you, but the results. So he crushes the human's head and eats his brains.
Jesus Christ.
So he's like, if you want to prove your case, you're making a pitiful show of it. You can't hide from me. I can smell you. Then the girl, he gets up to the girl, but then you see Dragon's Emperor Kerr's face, and you hear a sound effect like a laser blast. Scracked. And he's shot in the head.
Oh my God.
Is that any way to treat your chosen one? It's like, run, bitches, run. Don't move, Emperor. I don't take orders. So he smashes the ground, sends everyone like tumbling, and he's freaking out, getting pissed, but then somebody sneaks up to him, puts a gun to his head, and blows his fucking brains out. Like, Jesus. Empties his brains onto the ground. So they're like, he'll live. Of course he'll live. But the missing parts of his brain are regenerating themselves. So this is how tough Dragon is. You can blow his brains out, but he'll still regenerate.
Yeah.
The thing is that because you blew his brains away, all his memories, who he is as a being, is gone. So when his brain regenerates, it'll just be an empty void. So they're saying here, there's great risk if his memory was to return. He's like, I don't see how. It is void and pure like a newborn babe. So that part of his brain may now be empty, but it soon shall not. So they're like, they were talking about how they recorded a bunch of broadcasts from TV from Earth. So they took and like interjected a few days worth of satellite information and TV transmissions and interjected that information into the dragon's brain.
Makes sense.
So that is why he starts out like the way he does in the miniseries. The Emperor Kerr version of him is gone, and so that's why he doesn't remember who he is or where he's from, because he doesn't have any memories, but he knows things.
Right.
He could probably sing to you a television commercial or, tell you who won the NBA playoffs today, but
the Nuggets.
But they're like, we still don't trust him. We need to get him off this ship. He's got anesthesia in him, but we got to get rid of him. We got to move on. We've got to do this right now. We've got to get rid of him. So, we did the secret thing. We can't tell our people that we slaughtered our leader. So they get him to a transport room. They just eject him into a tube and drop him on the ground. They even got Dragon's like firm little ass cheeks up here. That's kind of funny. And they're trying to, how do you use this transport? I don't know. I've seen the guy do it a bunch of times. They push some buttons and teleport Dragon off the ship. He's gone. It's done. In a matter of seconds, any record of what transpired will be destroyed. And then they kill themselves.
Yeah.
They blow themselves up to eliminate.
They should have made out.
They should have. Eliminate evidence of what happened. And then so the girl that was there before, I think they took that unfertilized egg and put it in her.
Okay.
And so now she's in charge until she has her baby. She's saying Emperor Kerr is dead. So are those two other guys. I'm told the Emperor's last request is that we abandon this planet and continue our search. The inhabitants were discovered to be more intelligent than we were led to believe. This planet, though suitable for our needs, can never be our home. So, we have to continue our quest, bow our heads in prayer, and continue our search. And so the ship continues off into space, no one the wiser.
Yeah.
All this happened, and then it ends. They teleported Dragon down. He's in a field. Presumably the teleportation sparked a fire. And so that's where Dragon comes from.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
So, pretty wild origin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't know if I like knowing his origin better than just thinking it was a mystery.
So, some of the questions I had was, did this alien race never showed up again?
I'm not sure. I do have every issue of Dragon, but it's approaching 300. So
hard to remember.
I can't recall exactly, but I want to say they do.
Like the seed that they have that they impregnated, did that person ever come? I mean, I know Malcolm Dragon is a thing.
Yeah.
He's the current
star
of the series. So, and then I guess what made him so fucked up in this issue, and why is he so nice in the regular issue? Why didn't he? I don't know. Maybe it's upbringings or something.
Well, the Emperor Kerr Dragon is just a spoiled royal.
Yeah.
So he was raised to be this absolute piece of shit. Only concerned with his power and his wants and needs and desires. And then he's a brand new, fresh creature. He's nowhere to start except neutral. So.
All right. I was just it's I guess Debbie was lucky that she didn't get fuck exploded.
Yeah, she didn't get fuck exploded. She got shot in the head. But, so, Eric Larson's saying here, folks have been asking me about the origin forever. And I liked the idea of his origin being simply that he was found naked in a burning field with no memory of his past. I agree. I like that. But then something happened. It was decided that for Image Comics' 10th anniversary, we'd publish a special hardcover. A neat idea, but for me it presented something of a problem. He never left. He's talking about how all the other Image founders came and went on their books. He's just been going nonstop.
Yeah.
So what new material is he going to do? What is something worthy?
So were everyone else coming back and doing something for?
We'd publish a special hardcover book reuniting the remaining Image founders with their original creations. But he's like, but I never left.
Yeah.
Jim Lee's not drawing Wildcats. Sylvester's not drawing Cyberforce. So all of them coming back to do their original works is unique. He's always been doing it.
Yeah.
So he come up with something. What would be something worth this big event?
Mm-hmm.
So he just talks about, I finally decided to tell the dragon's origin story. I did it, drawing the story in late 2001, and then I waited for the others to complete their stories. Valentino's followed shortly thereafter. The remaining two did not. By the time it finally shipped, it was years late. We resolicited the book. We had to.
Classic Image, man.
So classic Image. And all people were saying is, all I wanted in this book, this book that they put out, the only thing that they wanted was Dragon's origin story. Yeah. They're like, all this other bullshit that no one's going to do, we don't care. But Dragon's origin, we wanted to see. So, and then Valentino and Silvestri said they were going to reprint their parts of their books elsewhere. So, and he was also saying, he was saying, I have liked that as well, but as they say, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Once Dragon's origin got out there, it's out there. The word is spread, and people want to know.
Yeah.
So he's like, I caved. As much as I wanted to keep a lid on it, I inevitably had to buckle. The fans won, so here it is.
Oh, how dare those fans?
Right? If this is your introduction to the Savage Dragon, I encourage you to check out another issue or two. The dragon contained in this tale is nothing like the one who's been appearing in their favorite comic book racks all these years. This story doesn't really give you an idea of who the Savage Dragon actually is. He's really not that bad. You might even like him. And the Savage Dragon, the first 75 issues are perfect comics for me. I love them. They're great. And I might end up doing a review on every single one of them. That'll keep me going for a couple years.
That'll keep you going for sure.
So anyway, Dragon's origin. There it is.
Yep. For an origin, like if you were waiting for it, that's a pretty good origin.
It's pretty worthwhile. It goes over all kinds of awesome shit, including fuck exploding.
Yep.
I've never seen that before.
Yep. And now you never
want to see it again.
Can't get it out of your head now.
But actually, I want to look at it again.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all I've got. Johnny, you got anything?
I do, but I don't want to say it. So
okay, we're going to keep it to ourselves. We'll talk about it off camera. So that's all, and we'll catch you next time.
Goodbye.